Hey everybody, welcome back to a Reddit Ace War recap video. This week I'm not going to talk that much about the actual war. I'm just going to show you a lot of replays and talk about those. We had some good Town Hall 9 attacks, some cleanups, some fresh hits, and two of our Town Hall 9s had a 6-pack war. We didn't do so great in this war, as you can see. Overall, we had potential to get to 73 when they stalled out at 71. And we just failed on a couple dips, and from there it just, once our max was 71 and we had already lost on percentage, that was kind of the end of it for us. But a good job for Aussie Addicts. They left the door open for us, we just couldn't finish. First attack I'm going to show you is our Australian, Fridge, and he is attacking number 25 Manlet, I guess is what that would be. And he does something nice on this attack that I want to point out. We should really be using these videos as learning for ourselves and our new Town Hall 9s or our less developed Town Hall 9s to, and frankly even some of the developed Town Hall 9s, to see what works, why it works, and how they can incorporate it into their attack. So simple funneling here, doesn't need a baby dragon, save some army camp space just using 2 wizards there. Pops the ability instead of using the rage or a poison. Now, he saves a poison because he's got hogs on his back end. Now, he could use 1 poison for the CC and 1 poison for skeleton traps, or he can just use both for the CC depending what's in there, but he didn't feel as though he needed it for the queen there, and clearly he didn't. Uses a baby dragon on the south side here, going to get a lot of value from it, take out a lot of buildings as it goes. And this is what I like. He sends in the golem, he sends in the wall breakers, a test wall breaker, and then 3 more. His king, his bowlers, and his queen is now behind it, and those healers can step up and heal anything there. They're not necessarily going to stay on that queen, they're going to move to whatever needs some healing. He sends in the hogs from the south, that nice healing through it nicely. And this is something that people miss, unfortunately, in their Town Hall 9 attacks with hogs, is they don't send their hogs in where their kill squad is tanking for them, right? So that golem is still unpopped, and he had his hogs on that Tesla farm, and a lot of defenses were still hitting that golem. That's something that you got to look at and be able to adjust to on the fly. Back to the poison usage, he saw that there were air skeletons, so he didn't need to use the poison on it, as the queen was going to pick them off. They weren't going to do any damage to the hogs, so not a problem there. But either way, he did save it in case he needed it for the skeletons, or even for the back end king, because sometimes that Q hitting your hogs and a little bit so that they can run away from him. Overall, a really good hit by Fridge. He's always very methodical in his attacks, and I like getting him. I like watching them, and I like that I got to get him in a recap here. You saw Josh in our last war, and that was really the first big war that he had with us, and this was his first CWL match with us, and he did a good job. We put him on 2 early attacks. This was, I forget if it was the first or the second attack that he had, but either way, this is a fresh hit on this Town Hall 9 here. He did some things that I like, and he did some things that were a little questionable. I didn't actually talk to him about this, but that jump placement, purposely sending everything to the right. So his bowlers are going to take it. A little early rage there, but that's fine. And left, and his queen walks, the bowlers are going to step up behind the king into that compartment. But the queen is now headed left. So a little strange over there, but poisons that CC. He's going to get that baby dragon down without the queen on it, although it will kill a couple bowlers. He starts the air over here already, and he catches a couple balloons in this haste that run over to that wizard tower, which is actually really fortunate. Starts it away from the queen. So he has his queen over to the left here before they got into this engagement, and instead of starting his Laloon up north, he started it away from the enemy queen because the queen hadn't gone down yet. So smart move by Josh doing that. That grounded expo isn't doing anything. The lava hound is tanking the 1 air defense. Now it's going to skip over. And the loons didn't stay perfectly behind the lava hound, but he completely wrecked the space. He did a really nice job on it. The queen is still up. She's picking off some trash ring over there. Loons are taking care of everything. He's got 1 bowler, a wizard, and some lava pups over there. And his hound's going to go over to the pedestal, unpopped, almost at full health. And he's got another one up here, right on the elixir storage. That's pretty healthy as well. So if they both popped, this would have been even quicker attack. So a really nice showing for Josh in his first CWL match with us, and hopefully we'll get him in next week when we're taking on Dark Looters. DLX, I should say. Dark Looters X. And the next one that I have for you is 21. I'm trying to vary the attacks instead of just showing you, Gola loons or anything like that nonstop. I'm trying to mix in some ground attacks. We have a really fun attack coming up next. I can't wait to show you that one. But this one is Trapper. He's one of our guys from Highly Active, another clan that we partner with. And he's got 2 golems working. That 1 golem on the queen. I never like seeing this because that golem just gets wrecked apart, and really it's just for funneling, and I feel like that's a lot of troop space just to funnel. His bowlers go ahead, thankfully, because the Lava Hound is in the CC, so the queen is distracted, but his bowlers are going to step up and take out that enemy queen under the rage. He's going to take out that. He already took out 1 air defense, and then he's got the second one right there by the king that he will get taken out with the golem and the king. Drops a poison on the pups where the majority of them were that aren't hitting the golem, and his queen is going to circle around the base. Now, contrary to what Josh did, where because the enemy queen was up, he started his Laloon on the other side of the base so that they would meet the queen after she was gone. The queen is down here, but his queen is still up walking through the base, just like Josh's was. But again, that queen is not encountering the enemy queen, so he's going to start his Laloon as walking so that she will be in the clear. And there you go. That archer tower is the only thing really that was posing a threat right there. And he's protecting his queen, essentially. The sweeper's not going to be effective on that side of the base. And the pathing on these sorts of bases, this L-shaped base that you see a lot now with these little skinny compartments, the pathing is pretty easy once you get going. You just come across the base from about 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and then you work down to 6, 5 o'clock, where your loons are going to end up. Saved a couple for cleanup, so he's got 1 coming on that archer tower. And the rest of them are going to converge near the town hall, and then it's just cleanup from there. So a real smooth attack by Trapper, which I wanted to show, because I haven't gotten a chance to show him yet, and again, it's a learning opportunity. You can see what to do when your queen is still alive and you want to try and keep her up as much as possible. Just like I showed you in Fridge, you want to throw your hogs where your kill squad is tanking for them still, instead of just starting them on a random side of the base, or 4-finger dropping them haphazardly across the base. This next attack is very unique. This is Yasir, who has low heroes for his weight, especially for what he was hitting. His queen has got 9 levels disadvantage on this. This did not go entirely according to plan. He was hoping that his heroes could take out both those air defenses over here, 1 and 2. The queen is picking off one of them now, and as she starts walking, she doesn't have enough to get all the way to that air defense to take it out. He's got his Zapquake working for the next phase of this attack. So he drops the Quake right there and the 2 zaps. So at this point, he's got 2 air defenses up. Those sweepers are not going to do too much to him because there's just not a lot in the way, and he does have a couple rage to take care of them. Sends in 3 dragons on that queen compartment over there, and they're going to step up once she hits one of the dragons, and they're going to aggro on her instead of the defenses, and then they'll work back for the defenses. A little late drop. I watched this live. A little late drop on that Lava Hound. The air defense was actually hitting a dragon, and the air sweeper actually helps him by pushing the dragon out of range of the air defense, and then the air defense retargets onto that Lava Hound. So that worked in his favor right there. And sometimes there's a lot going on in the beginning of these attacks where you can't get everything timed absolutely perfectly. You can only practice it so much, and nobody really has a base similar to the practice on. So little things like that happen, and sometimes you get fortunate with an air sweeper helping you out. I I talked over the fact that that Lava Hound worked all the way across the base, and then he saved a couple loons to go in on that air defense over there. And at this point, all the defenses are taken out. He did not know where the Teslas were in this attack. We thought that they could have been a number of places, and they turned out to not be in really any of the places that we thought. So he thought he was going to save a rage just in case they were over by this builder's hut. We thought maybe there would be like a troll Tesla farm over there. That at least it was a possibility. That was one of like 4 that we spoke about. So didn't need it. He used that rage right over their CC, as you saw, and he dropped a couple baby dragons on that trash ring, clear out a lot of the garbage over on the edges there once he saw where all the defenses were. So really smooth attack by Yasir, and a unique one at that. You don't see Mass Dragon that often, especially not at Town Hall 9. Next one I have for you, number 17. This is David. He's another guy from Highly Active, and he has some P.E.K.K.A.s working in with his attack, and we always like showing P.E.K.K.A.s. Not a fresh hit. He knew that Tesla was there, so we had seen people hit this base by throwing a baby dragon over on that corner. This base was hit a few times, I think 3 perhaps, and he saved some army camp space by not doing that. And this is what I wanted to point out in this attack, really, aside from the unique composition, is that, you know, one person used a baby dragon on that builder's hut to scout the space, not knowing that the Tesla was there. And then the next person that hit the base did the same thing, because that baby dragon ended up funneling like 1, 2, 3 buildings over here. Well, why are you just going to end up doing the same thing? Sit there and think about it for a second, as opposed to just going in. And that's, you know, planning it's fun, but some people don't have all the time in the world for it. And I mean, CWL does happen on the weekend, fortunately, but sometimes you get into that trap of just not thinking enough, or not just sitting there and going, hey, what do you think? And talking to somebody else about it, and just getting multiple opinions so that you can determine whether or not the decision that you had already made in your head was the right one or not. As I completely rattled on and missed the nice hog placement over here, taking out 3 compartments with like 4 or 5 hogs, and then saving the rest for a 2-finger drop over here, which was really nice. At the end of this raid, you'll see his P.E.K.K.A.s are practically at full health, and the healer is still healing him up. He really crushed this base. Again, not a fresh hit. He knew where a lot of things were and what to expect, but still, execution is key. And a lot of people are getting nervous doing these CWL matches. A lot of handshaking. I know myself, when I get ready to hit a Town Hall 11, I'll do a bunch of practice runs, and then, you know, wipe off your hands of sweat for about 5 minutes and then get ready to go. It's very nerve-wracking. His queen splits off and makes cleanup easier. And again, he just, look at that. He's got about 12 hogs jumping across that base there. So a really nice job by David. Solid hit. And we're happy to have you guys, Worm, Trap, and David from Highly Active. Hopefully that partnership will last a long time for us. And here we have Sam. Sam wasn't available last week to do CWL with us, but he's one of our regular Town Hall 9s. And he's doing this attack that the guys from Nova brought us, which they just call Bell, back-end loon. Army comp, they use stoned golems. They use a couple witches, and the witches are surprising additions to this. You don't see them very often, and I'm amazed every time that I see this attack how frequently those witches stay up until the very end of the attack. And I think this one is no exception. I think one of them goes down, but the other one stays up all the way to the end of the entire raid, just sitting behind those golems for a long time. So this attack is always done with Quad Quake, and the idea of this attack is to open up some middle compartment of the base. He dropped it over this CC to be able to get all 4 air defenses. And he has bowlers behind his golems, and he's got his queen. You want to save your queen ability as long as you can to be able to hit all 4 air defenses. And you want to then just sprinkle in, see he's got 10 balloons down there. You put like 1 or 2 on each defense at the very end after all air defenses are taken down as cleanup. When I was scouting this with him, I debated coming in from the southwest and just doing a quad quake over this compartment right there. It was just too wide, and everything would walk from side to side. So Sam's entry was a lot smoother in that regard. He does get his queen walking away from his golems there. And surprise, surprise, he's got a nasty Tesla farm down there. He did not know about that. So there goes his balloons. But thankfully, he's got 2 golems that are completely healthy, or at least unpopped. And he's got his queen behind it picking off all the defenses. As he sprinkled in a couple loons up top there, just packs a 2 or 3. And if that Tesla farm wasn't there, if it was somewhere in the core or something, this would have gone a lot smoother, but that's the nature of the game. You don't know where everything is on your first hit. And there's nothing else on this base for cleanup over there, so I'm just going to speed up a little bit. Everything is totally fine here. And yeah, there is that witch is in there. The skeletons are there. She is. In between those golemites, she was there. So yeah, I mean, they add a lot of value. I over the course of the raid, it's so slow developing with just trickling in balloons at the end, that those skeletons can build up and they can do some good work for you. I have a couple more for you, and this is where we're getting into some really interesting attacks. This one I have is from You've Seen Her, the BME. Now you see the BDE, and this is our almost signature attack at this point. This P.E.K.K.A walk, P.E.K.K.A baby dragon, gets a really good funnel up top here, and I'm just showing this because soon I'm gonna stop showing these attacks, but I couldn't avoid this one because of how ridiculously strong this particular iteration of this attack was, and just how quickly and how easily he moves through this base. Baby dragons get real deep in here all the way up to that air defense, and it actually could have been dangerous at a certain point because his P.E.K.K.As could have walked out, but they did not. So he sends another one over here, and it's going to take out a lot of trash as the P.E.K.K.As go in the middle. Really good rage here. It seemed a little bit early, but his bowlers are going to slow down and stay behind the P.E.K.K.As. They're going to get through the wall real quick, and then he drops his second rage on this Expo in a second. Little late on the poison, but the healers are going to make up for the fact that was a little bit later than it should have been, perhaps. And everything just steps up, and the queen picking off buildings there while the P.E.K.K.As are tanking, healers getting them back up. It's really strong if you can figure out where they're going to go. Be patient with your spells. Do a really good job funneling your bowlers behind them. Baby dragons working over here are going to do a very nice job. They're going to take out a lot of trash over there. And he's going to send another one on the right here in a second because he's noticing that archer tower is occupied with the P.E.K.K.A. Now, could have done it a little bit sooner, perhaps, because that baby dragon is not going to be taken out by the wizard tower, and there it goes. And it's not going to be taken out, obviously, by the cannon. So he could have taken out that whole compartment, but either way, the P.E.K.K.A is going to take a couple swings on the archer tower, and then get a swing off onto that cannon. But at this point, there is nothing left that this base can do to stop him. He's got his king ability left, he's got his queen ability left, and he's got a heal, and there he popped the ability just to try and speed up the cleanup. Could have kept that for yourself. And he's got that poison. He's going to drop them both on the clan castle in a second here. Finds the Seeking Air Mines at the very end just to make it a little bit longer. But a nice job by the best dad ever, making a recap video just like the best mom ever. We did have some good Town Hall 9 attacks, despite an overall pretty poor showing. And here we have Tristan, one of our top Town Hall 9s. Tristan had a great war. He had 199%. He missed it. Missed that 6-pack by 1% there. Tristan is one of our Town Hall 9s, and he's been max for a little bit now, but he's keeping his Town Hall 9 at max instead of moving up, which is very nice of him, and we appreciate the fact that he's choosing to stay in that competitive scene with his Town Hall 9 instead of just moving up and then being out of the scene for a few months while he gets a legitimate 10 going. So We hope that it stays that way too. He's a nice addition to the Town Hall 9 team. The two bowlers that walked over here, I missed the beginning of this a little bit. The two bowlers that were nice work behind that golem, because he was there. They get all the way down to that wizard tower just about. But he takes out a large portion of this base with his kill squad. He's going to even get that next air defense. So at this point in the raid, he's got one air defense, he's got one expo, and he's going to take out that archer tower and that wizard tower for sure over there. Drops the lava hound over the kill squad. Again, you're seeing that. So now these loons, even when the lava hound gets out of range, the loons are going to be safe because the defenses are hitting the king and the queen over there. Tesla farm pops up, or at least a mini Tesla farm. But that's on the back end of the base, so he's not worried about that. He clumps all of his balloons. He doesn't save a couple for cleanup, which is normally recommended. But he just took out so much of the base with that kill squad entry that there wasn't that much to worry about here. He's got a huge pack of balloons, and there's no splash defense over there to worry about. And this is perfect cleanup because he's got his heroes working from the bottom with a couple wizards, and his balloons are going to finish those defenses up top, and then they're going to circle back and meet the heroes. So a really smooth attack, really nice attack by Tristan, and next time I'm sure he's going to get that 6-pack. He just needs that 1% more, the dreaded 99%. It happened to him last war, unfortunately. So I mean, he's doing great work. He's made a lot of improvement lately. He's been trying out a lot of new attacks for him. A few months ago, our Town Hall 9s were very big on Go Vaho, and I mean, obviously loons are so powerful now and prevalent now that a lot of them switch to that, but there's a lot of different things that we're doing, as you see, whether it's P.E.K.K.A.s or, using loons, but just that back-end loon that you just saw. And our last one, we have Zane. Zane was one of the only guys who got a 6-pack this war, him and Worm, the guy from Highly Active. So just a little shout out for that. I chose to show this one because I just found it hilarious. He's from overseas, not from North America where most of our clan is from. And I guess we're not used to this so much, but he's got a really nice start here. He has a couple golems, good wall breakers, pre-drops the poison for the CC troops that are about to come out, taking care of the king. Queen's going to step up to take on the enemy queen, takes out one air defense, gets the Tesla there. That's all nice. Working on that second air defense. The queen will step up over the wall and get it if the bowlers don't. And he might even get that third air defense down there. And his back end is just, there he goes. He drops one of the hounds with a couple loons on it. On those wizard towers, which really can destroy a La Loon. And then he's going to drop his second one. Now, after he drops this rage down by this wizard tower, right here in a second, he drops a rage. I was watching this live, and I was kind of like, you're not talking out loud, but you're thinking it in your head. You're like, oh, do this, something. He disconnected. And at this point in time, right now, he was talking in chat. And the raid was still going on, and I didn't want to ruin it for myself, so I didn't back out and look at how he did. But I'm going, oh my God, use the haste or use the ability. You have 3 more loons. Drop them on the Tesla. They'll take out the Tesla. One of them will take out the Tesla. You're talking to yourself in your head at least about things that he should be doing. You're going, why isn't he doing anything? He's waiting so long. Well, he disconnects, but he still has no problem taking out this base. Keeps those 3 loons in the army, keeps the one wizard in the army, and the haste and the poison there, if you want to call it a swag, or an accidental swag at that. And he gets the hound pop, which helps the cleanup here. There is a troll Tesla up north, that's why his loons started going that way. But kind of funny, but also impressive. And it also speaks to how strong these air attacks are if you're executing them well. And the only times that we're really seeing air attacks fail is if your kill squad doesn't, if you don't funnel well enough for your kill squad and it doesn't go in, or just really bad spell placement or loon drops where they're just getting creamed. So that's all that I have in terms of replays for you. Hopefully you learned something or saw something that you liked and you wanted to try on your own. And we're looking forward to next week. We're taking on Dark Looters. in the CWL. I'm going to back out for a second. Our current war, we searched right away about 15 minutes after CWL ended, and we matched War Addicts, who is another CWL clan. So we were kind of looking for a break with a nice random here, and now we get another heavy war, and then on Monday we have Potluck, and then Thursday again is CWL. So it's going to be a crazy week for us. If you want to come check us out, we're always recruiting Town Hall 9, 10, and 11. Hopefully we'll be working on some more advertising, some more ways that you can find us easily on the internet if you're interested in finding a legitimate war clan to be a part of. But leave it at that. If you're at Town Hall 9, 10, or 11, check us out on Twitter or our Reddit page, or I'm really active on Discord. I'm sure you could find me on there. You can just look up my username. I'm sure you could find us. And we look forward to seeing you. Hopefully you'll be back to check out our next recap. Thanks.